In 2006, you had two devices in your pocket, your phone and your music player. Then came the Sony Ericsson W810i, and it changed everything about how a generation listened to music on the go. In 2006, the iPod was everywhere. Apple had essentially invented the personal music player market again. But Sony had a legacy that Apple could only dream of, the Walkman, a name that had meant portable music since 1979. Sony Ericsson decided to combine their phone business with that legacy. The result was the Walkman phone series, and the W810i was the one that made it mainstream. It launched at a time when buying music meant downloading MP3s, legally or otherwise, and syncing them to a device. The W810i made that device your phone. The W810i launched in 2006 as a dedicated music phone. The highlight? That bright orange Walkman button on the side that launched the music player instantly, even from standby. One press, music, that's it. And the specs? A 2-megapixel camera, memory stick micro slot up to 2 gigabytes, stereo Bluetooth, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. That jack was important. Most phones at the time used proprietary connectors. Sony gave you the standard jack. The music player itself was excellent for the era. Shuffle, equalizer presets, playlist management. The bundled earphones were actually good, and the battery gave you around 9 hours of music playback. It was also just a good-looking phone. The white and orange color scheme stood out in a sea of silver and black Nokia handsets. The W810i was the phone that made millions of people realize they didn't need a separate music player. It hit right as the iPod was peaking, and while it didn't kill the iPod, it showed that the phone was going to absorb everything. The Walkman branding carried enormous weight in markets like India, Southeast Asia, and across Europe. Teens who couldn't afford an iPod could ask for a Walkman phone and get something that felt equally aspirational. It also marked Sony Ericsson's peak. The company was genuinely competing with Nokia and Samsung at this point, and winning on style and music credentials. W810i showed the world what convergence really meant. Not a phone that could technically play music, a phone where music was a first-class citizen, with a dedicated button, quality headphones, and real audio engineering. Apple eventually figured this out too, but the Sony Ericsson W810i was the perfect music phone for a perfect moment in music history. A moment that ended with streaming, but for those few years, it was magic. Let us know in the comments if you had a Walkman phone, and don't forget to subscribe for the next episode of Epic Phones from the Past.